Oh crap, I actually took a delayed fire off. That's bad. So yeah, you get to see my PvP stats in effect. As you can see, I'm inflicting him with the fire ailment, which is pretty much a full-on damage over time effect. Just add things. And there we go. Yeah, I'll explain side effects. To get your arrows to look like that, you need to stack certain elements onto your bow. And when I say certain elements, it only works on fire, ice, and poison. And you can only... It'll only work with those, and you need to have a triple stack. In this case, I have a triple stack of fire. So I get fire arrows. Set effects. As you can see, I get a 2-piece and a 3-piece set effect active. When you have like certain accessories combined, you'll gain like a set effect. You can see like a few set effects here. These can be anything from bonuses to stats, extra effects. Is there anything here? If you kind of like look, it might be difficult. There's a 4-piece effect. That is a 5% chance of blasting an ice sting attack. So that's like another thing with side effects. There's another thing. Professions. When you hit level 40, you can choose a profession. There's 3 currently available. Treasure Hunter, Blacksmith, and Alchemist. As you can see, I'm a Treasure Hunter. As a Treasure Hunter, you get drops. The coins you just sell, Mithril, you can use with you can give them to a blacksmith character or sell them to other blacksmiths. And these are actually pretty expensive as well. There's also elixirs for the alchemist to make better potions. So right there is a treasure hunter. They get all those items. As you level up, you get these chests that spawn in dungeons. And the chests that spawn can actually give you those items I showed you. You can also get them from normal boxes that you see in dungeons, but anyone and any profession can get them. As you can see, I'm a blacksmith here. As a blacksmith, you can make your own equipment, but you don't have a choice in it. You can also do enhanced dismantling and enhanced advanced enhancements. Pretty much it requires the gemstones, the mithril gemstones, the mithril crystals, and the mithril sculptures to actually do it. With it, you have a chance of creating or of leveling up equipment faster and also preventing it from degrading. In the case of dismantling, you can also get amulets, which will give you an instant level to a specific piece of equipment. And finally, we have an alchemist. As I said, these can make different types of potions and elixirs. So using like these elixirs, I could make, say, some potions, some apples, NPC cards, or some elixirs that give me some really interesting effects. Or even other potions and some other useful items. You can buy these off the market as well, instead of having to make them yourself. But you're going to need ED to actually make it. Let's see, is there anything else I need to introduce? As you can see, my pet here is the starting pet as an adult. When your hunger and affinity is below a certain point, or specifically the hunger, the pet will not be able to do anything because they are that hungry. And as your affinity goes down, they won't... Well, actually no. Hunger will affect these. Affinity affects these. The higher your affinity, the better. If your pet is in special mode, which is when their affinity hits this, I did not talk about personality. I'll actually talk about that now. I did talk about fetch. When your pet is in the special mode, they will always pretty much... Well, no, not always. They have like a higher chance of attacking when their MP bar fills. Personalities, though. Now, pets can only be used in PvE, not PvP. Hold on, my headphone just fell out. Okay. Yeah, pets can only be used in PvE. Now, for a specific personality that you want to head towards, you want sensible and shy. To hit shy, then you need to have your pet gain a certain amount of affinity, and then you gotta log them out. Or log out of the game, or unsummon and resummon them. In terms of ratios for like how much percent you need, it differs between what stage that the pet is in. For adults, it's about 5%. I recommend that you look at the guide on the forums by Sparta Mix. It's really in depth and it will definitely teach you a lot. For sensible, all you gotta do is feed it specific items. If you feed it only the QPL jellies that you can make, you'll be fine. Also to note, one rotation, one set of affinity will not give you a full point towards shy or sensible. I'm just gonna say that right now. In terms of like what the personalities actually do, sensible. Actually, Mama Donnie, you have that mixed up. Shy actually affects the encouragement, depending on how low your HP needs to be before the encouragement triggers. For sensible, it determines how often the pet attacks, as well as how much MP is consumed. So for pets, they have 300 MP. As a sensible pet, they will spend 250. It's no matter what kind of QPL jellies. The feeding for your pet is determined on equipment based around the level. So if your level is 20, you can feed it anything from level 10 or higher. However, you want to feed it enough so that the hunger goes above this line, which is 80%. So if you hit it like here, which will be 100%, you're good. In this case, if you're level 20, try feeding it like a QPL jelly that is, say, level 4 or higher. In the case of like something like 5, 6, 7, or... Do we have 8? No, we don't. If you feed, say, like level 5, 6, or 7 QPL jellies, you'll gain a lot. For silver coins, you can get them by staying logged in for a certain amount of time, doing dungeons around your level, PvPing and winning, and playing with someone from Grand Chase who boosted their character. Yep, the fuller their pet's belly, the faster it gains affinity as well. You get this title automatically by logging in. If you're tied to Grand Chase, I believe. Like if your account has a Grand Chase character, you gain this title. If you didn't have a Grand Chase character, you would gain a different title, which is the Welcome Grand Chase title. They're both pretty much the same in terms of stats, so don't worry about it. Another thing, the other personalities, sociable and impulsive. You don't really want those personalities. They're not really that good. In terms of impulsive, it requires 150 MP to be used, but the problem is it has a higher chance of not attacking. For sociable, the MP, or not MP, the HP percent required to activate encouragement is also lower. For shy, it's like 30%, while for sociable, it's half, 15%. Yeah, pets have an MP bar as well, which is pretty much similar to, say, actual characters. So a full bar is 300 MP, so 150 would be half of that bar. Let's see, is there anything else to mention? Yeah, someone did mention the coins. I did mention the silver. For the gold coins, if you don't have a link-up character, you can gain one gold coin per week. If you have a link-up character, then you automatically gain a few. But you also still gain one every week. To note, the event period is from now until the 28th of April. To evolve your pet, you need to gain 100 affinity. To note, pet stages are Life Crystal, Infant, Teen, and Adult. When an adult pet hits 100 affinity, they cannot evolve again. And they'll just pretty much stay there until the hunger goes down to a point where they start losing affinity. So yeah, you need to get your your Life Crystal Spin Kick to 100 affinity to evolve it. Anything else I need to explain? Okay, I'll actually explain this one more time because there are people that are probably new and don't know this. Okay, so if you play Grand Chase, the event is going on for about 10 weeks total. So it's starting from now till April 28th. So you can gain about a total of 20... No, not 20. A total of 10. To make your pet lose hunger, just don't feed them. And just kill enemies in dungeons or fields. A sweet spot to keep affinity at for adult pets, you can't really keep it. So what I would recommend is you do like intervals for keeping a pet within, say, a certain personality. If you're trying to keep them within affinity rate, it's not going to work. If you want to keep them at 100%, you're going to have to grind field bosses to get L-Tree seeds. And it's pretty much 3 field bosses for 1 L-Tree seed. You can easily do that. Not a problem. But yeah. Jellies can also help, but it also raises your hunger to where you either gain affinity or just keep your affinity, but you also need to make sure that you don't go below a certain point. And you're going to need a lot of jellies, and that is actually worse in terms of money cost. Okay, so, yeah, the event does offer L-Tree seeds, I believe. Okay, so for Grand Chase players who pretty much did dungeons, now, whenever you attacked an enemy, let's just say like you did Arme's Fireball. If you hit them from the front, or you knock them into the air, or knock them down, and then you hit them while they're on the ground, it'll probably deal the same amount of damage. I will talk about mana breaking, actually, when I do a little bit more about the PvP stuff. When you hit, say you use Arme's Fireball, you'll deal like the same amount of damage. Unless you hit them from the back, or when they're in the air. Elsword's different. So, let's look at my basic Z. 1345. Now, if I were to knock them down, 403. So, in this game, there's this